Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. We are group AS120G4 and today we will be presenting our video project for BIO270. Our topic is food allergy and intolerance. Before we start, here are the members of our group. First one is Nur Fahadania. Second, Nur Erina Suzana. Third one is me, Nurul Hidayah. Fourth is Dayang Nur Shaliza. Next, Muhammad Farish Hazwan, and the last one is Awang Afiq. To begin with, let's understand the very basic difference between food allergies and food intolerance. Food allergies and intolerance are both biological response to substance in food. Although they may cause similar symptoms, they happen for every different reason in the body. Food allergies involve the immune system, particularly IgE-mediated hypersensitivity. The body reacts as if certain harmless food proteins are dangerous. Next one, food intolerance. Food intolerance, on the other hand, are related to the digestive or metabolic systems. They often occur because the body lacks certain enzymes or is sensitive to particular chemicals.
Now let's look at the impact of food allergies and food intolerances on our bodies. First, we have food allergies. Food allergies happen when the immune system reacts strongly to certain foods like peanuts or seafood. Because of this reaction, a person can experience stomach pain, vomiting, or diarrhea. They may also develop skin rashes or itching, and sometimes even breathing problems. In serious cases, a food allergy can lead to anaphylaxis, which is a dangerous condition that requires immediate medical help. Even a small amount of the food can cause a reaction. Second, we have food intolerances such as lactose intolerance. Food intolerances are different because they affect the digestive system, not the immune system. This means the person cannot digest certain foods properly. Common symptoms include bloating, gas, stomach cramps, and diarrhea. These symptoms are uncomfortable because they are not life-threatening. So overall, the key difference is that food allergies can be very dangerous while food intolerances mainly cause discomfort.
Okay, now I'm going to explain how do we know if we get food allergies. Food allergies happen when our immune system reacts to something that we eat, but sometimes it's hard to know which food that can cause the problem. That's why doctor will use a specific test to confirm it. The first method is blood test. In this test, a small sample of our blood is taken and sent to the lab. The lab will check for something called allergic antibodies. If the level of these antibodies is high for a certain food, it means that our body reacting to it. The blood test is useful because it's quick and doesn't cause any immediate allergic reaction. The second method called skin test. For this test, small drops of different food allergens are placed on the skin, usually on the arm or back. Then, the skin is slightly pricked. If a person is allergic to any of the foods, a small red bump or swelling will appear at that spot. This helps show exactly which food triggers the allergies. Both tests will help the doctor to identify which foods that can cause immune reaction to our body. This also helps how serious the allergic might be, whether it's mild, moderate, or potentially life-threatening. So the main reason of doing all of these tests is to keep us safe. By knowing our triggers, we can avoid certain food and prevent dangerous allergic reaction from happening. So overall, these tests will help us to understand our body better and allow us to manage food allergies and suffer in more confident way.
So, okay, let's continue with how to know if we have food intolerance. So, why do we investigate this? Mainly for two reasons. The first one is to find out exactly which food our digestive system struggles with. The second one is to check for specific issues like lack of enzymes, lactase, which is what makes it hard for some people to digest dairy. Our purpose is to use these to reduce digestive discomfort and just feel better. So let's go to how to know. Okay, but how do we figure this out? There's a couple of ways. First, there's a medical option, a breath test. This is a clinical test that checks how well you digest certain sugars. But a very common and practical method you can start at home is called the easy elimination diet. Here's how it works in a nutshell. Cut. You start by removing a group of suspected foods from your diet completely. Add back, then you reintroduce them, but one at a time, every 3 days. Then observe. You pay close attention. If symptoms came back when you add a specific food, you've likely found a trigger food. The rule is simple. If a food triggers symptoms, your body is telling you it's an intolerance. The best next step is to avoid the food. So, to wrap it up, food intolerance isn't just about allergies, it's about digestion. By using methods like the elimination diet, we can identify our personal trigger foods. It's a powerful way to control our gut health and move from discomfort to feeling great.
So moving to the next, I will be explain the difference between food allergies and food intolerance. Even though these two sound similar, they are actually very different in terms of how they happened, the symptoms, and how we manage them. First, let's look at the biological mechanism. A food allergies happen when the body's immune system reacts to a certain food. It involves the production of IgE antibodies to treat the food as a threat. On the other hand, food intolerance does not involve the immune system. Instead, it usually caused by a digestive or chemical reactions, such as not having enough enzyme to digest a certain food. Next, the onset of symptoms. Food allergy symptoms appear very quickly, usually within minutes up to 2 hours after eating the food. Food intolerance symptoms appear much slower, often taking a few hours to develop. In terms of severity, a food allergies can be life-threatening, especially if it leads to anaphylaxis. Food intolerance, however, is usually not severe, although it can still be uncomfortable. Allergies, even a very small amount of the food can trigger a reaction, but for intolerance, a person usually needs to consume a large amount before symptoms appear. Finally, the treatment. For food allergies, the person must strictly avoid the allergens and may need epinephrine for emergency situations. For food intolerance, the management is more flexible. It usually involves dietary adjustment and sometimes taking enzyme to help digestions.
Okay, now I will continue with the common food allergens and food intolerance. First, for food allergies, some of the most common allergens include peanut, shellfish, eggs, tree nuts, milk, bread, and salt. These foods can trigger an immune reaction and even a very small amount can cause symptoms. Next, for food intolerance, the reaction is not caused by the immune system. Common intolerances include lactose, gluten for non-celiac individuals, fructose, certain food additives such as MSG or sulfite, and histamine intolerance. So overall, allergies involve the immune system, while intolerance mainly involves the digestive system. Okay, now I will continue with the common food allergens and food intolerance. First, for food allergies, some of the most common allergens include peanut, shellfish, eggs, tree nuts, milk, bread, and salt. These foods can trigger an immune reaction and even a very small amount can cause symptoms. Next, for food intolerance, the reaction is not caused by the immune system. Common intolerances include lactose, gluten for non-celiac individuals, fructose, certain food additives such as MSG or sulfite, and histamine intolerance. So overall, allergies involve the immune system, while intolerance mainly involves the digestive system.